about something a little personal, taking people for granted in my life. I'm going to talk about one of my homeboys, but I'm not going to say his name or anything, When we were growing up together, we did our bullshit. We were involved in gangs and that lifestyle. He was a YA baby. Never went to prison. I kept on with my life, going to prison and in jail. He was starting a family and everything. And during those years, I kept in contact with them in and out of all those years, which was like 30-some years. And kept in contact. He was one of my closest homeboys. He knows he can count on me because I always kept my word with him. And he always kept his word with me. But during those years when I was calling, when I would call him, I would tell you, he would ask me, how's your family doing? I'm my whole family. And I would ask him the same. And one day he told me that, his son got killed, and then time went on, another one of his kids got killed. And time went on, he had another kid, and that kid came with an enlarged heart as time went on. And as time went on, one of his other kids got involved in drugs, turned out to be a heroin addict for a while. And so I quit talking about my family because he would tell me, he knows that my family, he would ask me, and I would forget, what he was going through. And I would tell him, yeah, my kids are doing good, my son's in the military, blah, blah, blah. And he would tell me, man, maybe I should have went to prison, maybe my kids would still be alive. So that kind of kind of messed me up, just thinking about that. But I come home, we're old already, gray hair and shit. He doesn't tell me he has a illness, So we would go out, and I would take him, hey, let's go drink. We'd have a couple of drinks and stuff like that. And we did that for a couple of times. And the next thing I know, I get a phone call from his wife. Hey, so-and-so's in the hospital. Well, I come to find out, he was throwing up blood, shitting up blood. His liver was messed up. And so I think back in hindsight that shit. If he would have told me, I would never took him out to drink or anything like that. And I guess all the years that losing his kids and all that, got up to drinking, And so that made me think myself, about my family. When I lost my brothers before I came home, my father, my dad. I lost brothers, lost cousins. I never got to tell him that I love him. At least with him, he woke up out of it. I didn't even think he was gonna make it, but he made it. Right now, he's on a liver transplant list. He's in and out of the hospital, but I always get to tell him that I love him. It's one of my good homeboys. He knows I probably would have died for him. The way I am, I always keep my word, and I ain't got no problem with it. And I tell people to be mindful. Don't take people for granted. I did that all my life. That's why now I take advantage of, when I see my kids, because I took them for granted as well. My daughter's 36 years old now. I watched her grow from prison. My son's 30. I still haven't talked to him. He doesn't know me. He only met me maybe 3 times out of his life. He doesn't know me, but I took them for granted. So now when I see my daughter, my daughter is a little better now. When I see my daughter, my kids, I appreciate the little moments that I have with them. Even if it's 5-10 minutes, hey Dad, I'm gonna come here, I'm gonna step by, just say hi so you can see the kid. I'm grateful for that, And I tell people, be mindful of the little small things that you do. Try not to take it for granted because life is short. If you have a family member, if you have a sister, brother, anybody, man, just tell them that you love them because one day they might not be here, So I have a quote that I want to put down. Love doesn't demand to be loved back, but it doesn't mean it exists to be taken for granted. Thank you.